Fortnite OG has been here for almost a week, and even though I initially ripped on it, it's kind of grown on me. And of course it's still got a couple of issues, but it's come to my attention that a lot of you think I'm Fortnite's biggest hater, so today I'm going to be focusing on the positives. Now before I start this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below on what you guys think about Fortnite OG. But without further ado, I think the first thing that we have to talk about has got to be the movement. Now when Fortnite OG was announced, our first thoughts were, is OG movement coming back? And this question loomed in our heads for a long time, because for a lot of people, if it didn't have the OG movement, then it just wasn't OG. And our hopes only grew when we found out that Double Pump would be making a return. And that's mainly because, well, Double Pump is something that we never thought we'd see in the game ever again. And we just made the assumption that if they could bring back Double Pump, then they should have no problem bringing back OG movement. But we'll get into Double Pump later, because for right now, when we expected the movement to look like this, we got this instead. Now obviously this pissed off a lot of people, including myself. I mean, if you don't have OG movement in the game, then how is it meant to feel like OG Fortnite? But then you start to read through a couple of comments and you realize that Fortnite's actually doing us a favor. Because as a lot of you guys might have noticed, there's no mobility in Fortnite OG. And that paired with the fact that the zones are the OG zones that end up being like 90 miles away from you, create the perfect storm for, well, dying in the storm. But this is actually something that Fortnite thought of. And that's the reason that we have sprinting in the game. Now I can't talk so much for sliding and mantling, but honestly, as long as sprinting's in the game, I'd rather have it with mantling and sliding than without it. So that covers the whole movement issue, and if you're still kinda pissed off about it, then don't worry, because eventually mobility gets added into the game. Like in Season 5, when ATKs are added, just like that, we'll have mobility that's capable of taking us across the entirety of the map. And at that point, Fortnite might deem it unnecessary to have sprinting, mantling, and sliding all in the game. And then of course, there's just people who like having it in the game, and you know what? Props to you. Next up, we have the sweat problem. And I addressed it more in my first video because, well, when I made that video, it was just such a big problem. But since then, it's mellowed out. So the first day that OG Fortnite came out, there was no skill-based matchmaking and no bots, and this obviously led to all the sweats killing all the players who were just coming back to have a casual game of OG Fortnite. And this was the main reason that so many people said that Fortnite OG sucked, because they couldn't get through a game without being triple edited on and 200 pumped. But obviously, Fortnite's implemented a couple of fixes to this issue. First things first, skill-based matchmaking was added to the game, and I honestly don't like it, because along with it came bots, and obviously both these things aren't OG. And when you got a win on the first or second day, it just felt so deserved. But regardless, when they added the skill-based matchmaking and the bots, the sweat problem did chill out. And along with this, it's been confirmed that a ranked mode is going to be coming out, so hopefully that'll deter the sweats from playing casual game modes, and maybe they could take out bots and skill-based matchmaking. Next up, we have the lack of content and POIs, and let me just say guys, this is what we asked for. We wanted a big ball of nostalgia, and that's what Fortnite OG is. And although the game feels very slow right now, within a month, it's all gonna be fixed. Because Season 2 actually improves on the lack of POIs with the introduction of things like tilted towers. But for right now, we have to deal with it, because we asked for this. This is what we wanted. Like, the Fortnite map has been through a lot, and this is just the starting point. It only gets better from here. And then we have the healing issue, and it feels like finding big pots is more rare than finding a golden scar. But once again, this is Fortnite trying to make the game feel as genuine as possible. Because if you look at clips of Fortnite Season 1, you'll see that people rarely have 100-100. And yeah, I feel like I've used bandages more this season than the rest of my time playing Fortnite. But it also feels good knowing that there's barely anybody else in the lobby who's 100-100. And it also helps to balance it out, because if there's a player who's so much better than you, then they're only one snipe away from being killed. So it kinda makes it so the only thing that separates you from a win is one sniper shot. And I'd rather it be like that than have to waste all my mats on a whole build fight just to be chopped down. Speaking of mats, we're now back to the old way where mats get capped at 999. And I like this way better than the 500 map, because now sky bases can actually be completed. And if that isn't the most iconic Season 1 strat ever, then I don't know what is. And then we have the weapons and the loot pool. First off, I don't like that there's a gray tack in the game, because not only is it awful, but it wasn't in Season 1. And that's just me being kinda nitpicky about it, but it's awful, and I'd rather have the OG purple tack. And then there's the fact that, well, tacks are useless, because with double pump in the game, nobody actually picks up a tack. And I'm okay with this, because I've always believed that the pump is the better shotgun. And double pump doesn't seem as overpowered as it did back in the day. Of course it's the best use of shotguns that we've ever seen in this game, but since buildings come such a far way since season 1, it doesn't feel too bad. Like, it's honestly not something that I'm getting killed by too often, and I'm okay with that. And I think it's great that they brought back the OG skins for some of the weapons, and even though they didn't do it for every weapon, I'm happy to see the OG burst back in the game. And there was also the issue where only solos and squads were in the game, but they've since added duos. And of course trios came a bit later, but at least now I don't have to play squad fill with just me and my duo. But overall, the game mode is super fun to play with friends. The fact that I can reminisce about the old days while trying to live in them the best that I can is just super fun. Yeah, we're never gonna be able to get back to the way that things were, but we can try to replicate it the best way we can. And that's exactly what Fortnite's done. It's not perfect, but it's pretty damn close. And there's so much time for them to make changes and listen to everybody to see what we want. But if this is the worst that it's gonna get, then I can't wait to see it get better. As of right now, we're all just playing the waiting game, but we know that at a certain point, it's all gonna pay off. And that's it. Those are my second opinions on Fortnite OG. I hope it's a nice change of pace from all my pessimistic videos that I've been doing about everything sucking, because I don't want to be that guy, but Fortnite has had some shitty updates. But I know that Fortnite OG is definitely getting better, and it's still more played than Chapter 6 is. So it's obviously the better game mode, but let me know what you guys thought about my opinions in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.
I want your baby sucking on me. Okay.